Hey guys, this is Jen from ScanNCut Canvas and SCAL Help on Facebook. This is going to be the earring video, and I actually made my file. I try to make all of my files unless I am in one of those hurries that I cannot do that. So this is going to be the start of this video. I just want to quickly show you how you can do something like this utilizing shortcuts a lot. Okay, because that is the program that I prefer to use, because it is actually made for designers to get things done quickly, more importantly, painlessly. Okay. So you can see, you just take and start messing around with your nodes. So you get that shape to where you want. And you don't have to do feathers. You can do whatever shape you choose. Okay. And let's say that part at the top bugs you. You can just come in and chop it off. Remember though, that's where your earring is going to hang from, so you're probably not going to see it. You can use the eraser to modify it further, etc., etc. That's the shape that I chose. Alright, now to get the little cuts in there, instead of trying to do lines, things like that, just make a duplicate and shrink it way down. Make about, let's do 5 of those and 2 columns. Okay, so now we are going to highlight that. Let's just move this down because we don't need it. And now we're just going to start positioning these. Kind of cock them however you want. Put them in as deep as you want. Wherever. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put that down here. That's how you're going to make all those little indentions. Now, remember, in order to do any of the path functions, you can only have 2. So we're going to object, group, over select that. Path, where's the biggest thing lay? In the back minus the front. There, now you have your cuts. Okay, so I'm going to skip this just to save us some time. But you will do this on this side to create the equal look, okay? Now, to do your line in the middle, I just pull out a rectangle, squeeze it down. Yeah, that looks good to me. I'm going to come over here, place it. Well, I need that curve, right? So let's blow this little guy up. Now, some of the shapes within the library you cannot add nodes to. This one, you can. So take your little draw tool. When that plus sign hits, click on that line, because you're going to need to bend this. Okay, so what did it do? It took that one away. Nope. Come on, this thing is so finicky. Okay, so there's that one. Let me grab the node editing tool. Where's the... Okay, so I'm going to bend that one out. I'm going to come back in and grab this pen. Nope. So fiddle around with it. See, it just took that one away from here. Come on. There, we got that one. So add your nodes, bend your lines. Alright, there we go. See how finicky that was? Holy cow. And that's even with me doing it forever, so you may have to fiddle-faddle around with it. And what I do instead of trying to move them separately is I will actually group them to move them in the shape. Oh. So if I wanted to reposition, say, the top part a little bit lower, okay, or a little higher, just do it that way, alright? But to bend these two in a more appropriate direction, there we go, okay, now. I'm going to nudge these a little closer because I don't want a ganja hole being cut out of it. Okay. So move them together just a little bit. Oh, too much. Okay. Let's back this out. Take a look. Looks good to me. Move it up or down according to how big your hole is. I do not recommend cutting a hole with the ScanNCut, especially if you're using leather or faux leather. Use a hole punch for that, guys. Save the blade. I mean, if you want to, or if it's an absolute necessity, then, you know, okay, but just make sure you're using a very, very low pressure because that blade is going to spin in a very tiny space. So you stand a very good chance at losing the tip of that blade. Alright, so back minus front. Okay. I'm just going to pretend like those are already placed. And in order to get symmetry, all you need to do, object, duplicate, put one right beside it, come over here, click on the one, and mirror it. And now you have two of the exact same thing, but one for each ear. So that is how you can go about making your absolute own designs, utilizing shortcuts a lot for any type of, let's say, earring or things like that, okay? And yes, I know that this is feathers, but I just wanted to show you how easy it really, really is. If I was not doing this video, it would probably take me around 2 minutes to do this. Alright, guys? So stay tuned for the actual make of these. We're going to continue on now in this part. For those of you that might possibly have picked this free file up off of the page to cut, because I did post this free file on the group page. If you are a member of the group, just go look in the file section, you'll find it. But if you want to use this file, go ahead and download it. Then you can come in. So you have this one if you want to add. So select both of them. Then do duplicate. Let's do 3 because okay. Come on. Oh, shortcuts a lot. It's taking a nap. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change their sizes a little bit so that I can have a kind of layered look. Like that. So this is what I am actually going to export to be cut with my ScanNCut. But I'm actually going to come in here and take a look at what these nodes look like. Path, simplify. Let's take a preview here. Okay. Click on them and see. Okay. See how that smoothed that out? Ew. No. That just absolutely ruined it. So what I can do is do a path simplify and reduce this right here. I could take it down to like 40. Let's click preview. That'll up the nodes a little bit and see. Click on this and see. A little better, but so I can undo. Simplify. I can even bring it down to like 20. Okay. And see what that does. Alright, much better. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to export this. And I'm going to actually save it out to, there's the big one that I saved out so that I could load it on the group page. So there's my earring cut file. And yes, I do export everything in an FCM, not an SVG. But when I go to save these, I will save them all as a SCUT file. Okay, so everything goes in my SCUT folder, so that one is saved right here. Where's my recent projects? Right here. There's my earrings. It has this all saved so that if something happens and everything goes haywire, all I need to do is come in, sign into the program, come to File, Recent Projects, bam, there it is, and I can pull it up, okay? So if I don't save as a SVG and FCM any other way, I'll just come up here and click Save, get it out as a SCUT file, put it onto my system. Then what I can do is I can pull it back in here, I can tweak it, I can do whatever. Then I will export it as an FCM. If it's sitting on my stick, I'm not kidding, here at my home I have over 1,000 USB sticks. For all the classes that I do in person, I put lots of stuff on them and give out to the people that take my classes. For my classes that I have on USB stick that I send out around the world. So I have a lot of them. Some of my stuff gets lost. If I lose that information or my files, what do I do? Okay? If I haven't saved it anywhere else, it's gone. So saving things to a SCUT file and always having it there is very important. But that's just my own way of doing things. Okay, guys? Alright, see you at the ScanNCuts. Okay, so I have tried and measured and did a dry run on the CM machine with all of the leather that I have, and it's actually too thick to be cut. So we're going to work with the DX. But real quick, because lots of people ask me, and I'm trying to do these project videos as full education. Okay, so let's say someone pops off a portion of their adhesive. This is how I handle it. I just come in here and quickly add a tiny little bit to it. Then park your mat and let it dry. If there's too much in that corner because you got a big blue glop at the end, just work it out just like this. Extra zig is not going to build up into a heavy tack mat, okay? Heavy tack mats are created with you leaving that thick, super thick blue stuff on there, okay? So there. Now that mat is ready to be hung up and dried. Okay, so we are ready to do our video. We're ready to cut. We're ready to cut our leather. So we come up to our machine, and we're gonna half load a mat. Let's see if I can stuff it in here the rest of the way. There we go. All right. See, that's how you can load your unloadable mats. All right. This takes a little bit of finesse, but always make sure you butt it up against this little corner right here, this little piece that sticks out. Okay, that's your guide. That will help you. Okay, so now I have my thick old leather piece in there. I have my file. Let me bring you around. I have my file up here. But since I wanted to cut one file in one machine and one in the other, I now have to redo all of this. Sorry, I know my camera skills just stink. I'm not a camera person, I'm a ScanNCut person. Okay. Let's come back here. Let's go into edit. Okay. So I'm going to need
let's add another one, okay? So here is our size, here's our add, there's our rotate, there's our seam allowance, there's our flip, there's our fill, and this is the additional line, okay? Then there's our group, our weld, and our alignment, and then this is like a cut screen area. Yep, okay. So here, hi Yankee, hi, that's our duplication. Alright, so let's bring that one out over here. Okay, okay. Okay, now let's come into this little box and let's do, well, that made absolutely no sense. Okay, I'm just going to align these myself. Okay. Let's see, I'm looking down here at my piece of leather I have laying here. So I have 2.5 is open. So I need to find another place for these, but 2.5 is open, okay. 2.5 goes all the way over to 6. So this is golden right here. And then I'm going to scooch them over because I am a miser. Okay. Okay. So now that's what it looks like on the screen. And that's what that looks like. Okay. Oh, my camera. Better tighten up these little grippy things. You guys will be going for a ride. Not a good one. Okay. Cut. Now let's take a look at our settings here. Okay. Pressure is a -1. It is not auto pressure. I got rid of all the auto pressures because I'm plumb tired of having my files carved into my mat. Okay. However, we'll take a look and see what it looks like when we're done. Speed is a 1. Half cut is off. I want that speed as low as it will go because it is kind of a finer type file, and I really need to pay attention to the mat, okay? Because if you notice that mat start to move, especially what I do is I watch these edges here. If I notice that edge start to float up, or I can really see that this mat is floating around like a surfboard out in the ocean, hit stop. What that means is your media is too thick. Okay, so you need to stop cutting. All right. Also, if your blade takes off in a funky direction that you know is not your file, stop. That means your media is too thick, or like on the CMs, that your blade is set too deep. Okay, that's the machine saying, help me, stop me. I can't do this. Okay, so that's what I did with my 650. All of the thinner, I have a full cowhide, and some of the pieces that were on it were nice and thin, and I could zip right through it. All the remaining pieces that I have left, minus the full inside of it, are way too thick, and that's with even working it. Okay, yeah, I can probably go get the anvil or a flat stone and pound the living tar out of it, but I don't really want to do that. I actually want to make some larger things out of it. So this is about the last piece I have left that can possibly fit in this. And I know it does because I have a cut out of it here. Okay, so we're going to give this a shot. Alright, start. And it's going to go through and measure. Some people think when you turn that auto pressure off, that stops measuring. No, it doesn't. It still measures. Okay, it just won't auto give the Chinaman your file. Okay. Yeah, and it went through an estimated time to finish cutting has been adjusted. Correct, because it measured, oh my God, she's cutting leather again. This crazy lady needs a different hobby to do. Okay, and this is why I love the speed of 1, because it gives me time that, oh my God, something bad is happening. I gotta go up there and hit that, well, it's a pause button, but the start stop button. The speed of 1 is absolutely wonderful. And with this being a feather file, and then having that middle portion cut out of it, so it's kind of actually a very intricate file for a very thick piece of media. Okay, so I wish I actually need to take some time and learn how to do the fancy things like fast forward this so you guys can actually see this entire thing without having to sit here as time goes naturally. So I'm actually going to let this record for a little bit. I'm going to let this cut. I'll come back at the second, third, however many cuts come through, I will let this come back. Here's cut number 2. Just came back in and remeasured. So now it's getting down to business. Here's the third cut. Measuring that, and it says 3 minutes left. Alright, let's take a look at how we did here. Ooh, pretty awesome. So that's what's left. You can see the really thin pieces left between there, because I don't like to waste stuff. Let's check out. Oh, look at all the little pieces left between that little cutout. Oh, snap. Oh, shazam. Oh, kablamo. So all those little pieces are the centers of these. Okay, so all those got left behind. Of course, I can't ever hang on to anything either. Alright. So there's our little feather. Okay. And actually, the back doesn't look too bad on these. Good. Cleanup is a breeze. Just pop all this stuff up. Clean it up with an alcohol-free baby wipe if there's any gunk left, which on regular leather it's not. But as you see, I just laid those face side down and it did pick up the back of it. So alcohol-free baby wipe to clean that up and you are done. Okay, so let's review our settings. Okay, so pressure, let me take a look. And yes, so if I was to cut again, I'd probably take my pressure down to like a -4, -5, because my file was actually cut into the mat, and you can see it right in there. Okay, and I don't like that, because what that means is my blade can break, because anytime that blade touches the mat, it can catch when it spins and it can break it. So I would definitely increase or decrease my pressure to -4, -5, and it will still cut. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's see if you can see. Yeah, see my file? You can clearly see my file right in there. And that's a no-no. You do not want to see that file cut into your mat. If you do, you need to back that pressure way off of there. Okay, so I would say with thick leather, a good pressure would be, I'd probably use a -5. Okay, and yes, people have asked how I store my mats. Here's my mats, totally uncovered. Just have clips on them now because I don't have anything to roll them up on. There's my 12s. My 24s are just wadded up right there. Okay, those are wadded up. Here's my other mats. Okay, so I just have clips, and the clips hold them right up here like that. Okay, and that's how they're stored. And then before I use them, I just take the alcohol-free baby wipes and clean them, and then they're good to go. And the reason being, again, because I just had someone ask me this, is because if I keep that plastic sheet, I have animals. I'm an animal lover. And if I put that on my desk, Poobie will usually come and sit her big kitty bottom right on it. Okay, so now it has cat hair on it. Well, when you pick it up, what side is the pet hair, the dust, the dirt, etc. on? You don't know, so you try to clean it. It just, to me, adds more dirt to my mats than it keeps off. When I clean my mats before I use them, that's really all you need to do. So that's why I leave mine open. I'm not introducing more dirt, okay? It's going to get on there anyhow, whether or not I put that clear sheet on there. So instead of worrying and trying to keep things, you know, clean, I just do it that way and be done with it. Okay, so let's get to putting these things on something, all right? Lots of people focus on having the right stuff to do things with, okay? Well, if you don't have the money or you don't have it and you just want to do these quick, okay, taking like your pick that you pick your leather with and putting it through there if you don't have an awl, something like that, okay? Just make sure you're not poking yourself in the finger. Working it through there, okay? That will give you the hole that you need, alright? So just work it right on through there. Okay, so there's one. Try to do it in the same spot. Alright. To do same spot, I'll pair them up. Okay, so I got that spot marked. Okay. And I don't go too far down because I know my little earrings, the little dangly earring things, the clip on them, I don't want them, when I put the clip on, for the earring to stick straight out like this, okay? So just keep that in mind. Or you can also put them on the jump rings, things like that, okay? However you choose to do it. Plan it out first, though, before you go cutting holes and doing things that you cannot take back. Okay, so there's these. I'm going to just set these to the side because I'm not going to glue them together. First of all, the leather's too daggone thick. You look like you had a big beefy leather sandwich. I'm going to go grab my drilling stuff. Okay, so I have these. Of course, it took me literally forever to find all the stuff I have, and I still haven't found even a quarter of it. Trying to pack stuff up and move everything. And I still have that spray foam stuck all over my hands. That stuff does not come off. Okay, so stick a piece of metal in there. If you want to leave them plain, okay, that's fine. Then you can have them just like that, okay? But I kind of want to add some of my grandma's beads to it. But, oh, where the heck did those things go? I'm not quite sure how I want to do that yet. So let me fiddle fart around with it. I think I may want to put them on this. I think I may do this. Yeah. So I think I may add them to this. And then put them through there. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not a jewelry person, but I don't like ugly. And sometimes if things are ugly, they just make it about the trash bin. Oh man. And I cannot find my jeweler's, my beading stuff. And I looked and looked and looked for that, and I have no idea where it's at. This is fun. Only half of them fit. Okay. So we'll take a look and see what this looks like. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably why I'm not a jewelry person. that. Plus I'm just a tomboy. Alright, I'm gonna get out my pliers and start bending. Yep, that's pleasant. Okay, so I'm gonna bend the thing around in the back so that I can actually hook it to the earring. Okay, but yeah, that to me is pleasing. I like that. And I have it follow the feather there. Okay. Okay, so here it is done. Well, as done as I'm going to do it. Looks good enough to me. Hopefully my aunt likes it.